Good evening. I hope you are well and everything is good. Tonight, I guess, we want to talk about a form of compassion that maybe some people don't agree with, but it's really important, and it pulls us out of struggle cycles, pain cycles, etc. I trigger people. It's my job. I love it. I ask the hard questions. I ask the hard truths. I dive down and make people uncomfortable. And I love it because the greatest gift I can give to anyone is to break them out of their cycle, their bullshit, their story that's in their head, their victimness, their locked in shame, guilt, etc. And there's a lot of people that are stuck and they want to be a victim, they want to lash out, they want to hurt other people, they want to shut me down, etc., etc., etc. And fuck that. Because I didn't come here and go through all the shit that I came through and the awareness that I came through to watch more people struggle and suffer in the shit that I was mired in for a long, long time. So to do that, sometimes I have to tell people things that they don't want to hear, or I have to reflect for them some of their dark, their shadow, their victimness, their people pleasing, their etc., etc. I got told by someone today that I didn't have compassion for others around the C word that's affecting us all here for the last 2 years. And I see a lot of people being stuck in the victim and the story of getting sick and how people are getting sick and how family members died and all this kind of shit. And it serves no one to keep giving sorry vibes to the people. It serves them to hear them, to recognize it. And at least in my presence, you can choose whatever you want in your presence, but we're not going to go into that story. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to worry about it. We're not going to mull it over and play with it so it continues. We're going to say, I'm going to rise up past this. This thing is no longer, and I'm going to live again, and I'm not going to be contracted. To sit and what I call sympathy, to feel bad for those people and to honor them and to change myself or force myself to be tested or force myself to wear a mask or whatever to make those people safe because they've got some story that says they're a victim and that they got things to worry about and propagate that fear cycle more is bullshit. I honor them and I recognize people have died and people have been sick, and that happens all the time, even before the other word. It happens every day. People get colds, flus, immune diseases, all the things that people are dying from now. But now because there was this word and this thing and this supposed panned word across the world, we're healing out of this. We're rising out of it. We're moving forward. And it's time to have compassion for ourselves. Where did I have fear? Where did I have doubt? Where was I contracted? Where was I forced that I couldn't be myself? Where was I forced to do tests and do things that made me feel uncomfortable just to please other people and make them safe? We can't make anybody safe. So the root of all of this is I had to honor myself. When I was asked to do all these things, I said, I can't do that. I don't believe in it, but I'm going to be nice and stay away from being around or getting sick, or I won't go. But I'm not doing tests to prove and keep people safe and all this kind of stuff. The only people that can keep people safe is themselves. So that triggering, that talking of a truth that I believe doesn't mean I have to change people or force them into anything, but I can choose what I do with myself. And then at the same time, I can have hard conversations with other people that are trying to make me comply and control me. And and be safe and make other people safe. And my journey has told me you can't do that. And if somebody comes to me and says, hey, you're going to make us safe or whatever, well, I can't do that. And to agree to conditions that would say that would be insane. So have a hard conversation. Say, I don't agree in the same thing, but I'm going to do the same without admitting that it's my job to keep other people safe. I won't attend. I won't go there sick. I won't stand between people that are immune compromised. But really, it's their responsibility. Put the mask on. Do things safe. Go stand on the side of the room if you're worried about it. It's like this craziness we have in schools where kids can't take peanut butter to school anymore because 1 or 2 kids in the class have peanut allergies. Well, should those kids not wear rubber gloves and maybe have an EpiPen handy? Or why would everybody be stopped? I've seen this over and over and over again. Change the world for the 1%. I'm speaking of sacred cows. I'm speaking of stuff that make people uncomfortable, that need to be questioned to really understand that it's just bullshit that we're rehashing. And if I don't speak in my truth and I don't ask the hard questions and I don't call people to truth, or at least have a conversation so that we can find a happy medium, if I just trust it and go with the crowd and don't rock the boat and all this kind of stuff, we're just going to get more of the fucking same. So it's about asking questions. It's about asking the hard questions. Being compassionate is listening and saying, hey, I disagree. I vehemently disagree. Yes, you can do what you want or whatever, but maybe I won't attend, or maybe I won't do this, or maybe I won't do that because I'm being asked to comply or line up with a social norm. Look at how many of these social norms have destroyed us, have screwed up our entire world, taken our freedoms away, taken everything away. We're going to have to start asking some really hard questions. But if I ask the hard questions and we start moving through it and awareness comes, we all win. The struggle stops. The quicker the things that I've found to be truth underneath the world that we have, would you not want to hear them, even if they were uncomfortable? Maybe they made you look at yourself, triggered you, etc. Would you not want to see them out of your shadow quickly? That's the promise I give to everybody that comes around me, works with me, etc. Is we're going to go down to the depths and we're going to have a conversation. And if the conversation is going into some story or some negative belief or fear or whatever, I'm not going to sit there and have a conversation with the person and continue that. I'm going to say, why are you talking about fear? What's going on? Let's get this out in the open. I'm not going to, oh, well, that's what good people do and that's what protecting others is all about. Fuck that. Fuck, you want to know how small I was? You want to know how small you are when you go and cow yourself to make other people feel safe, make other people happy? It's the root of our human discontent. We got to choose us, but not at the expense of everybody else. But I can stand here and say, hey, I'm not putting that mask on. I'm not doing this thing or test or whatever because it does not resonate with me and it's not truth. And if you go down and understand the facts, there's absolute reasons that I've done all this stuff. What about other things that we're doing every day? How our religion affects us and how we can interact with others, how things like marriage basically lock us to only have one woman person in our life. Sometimes to jealousy, like I can't even talk to women or whatever. What about contracts and all these energies that are out there that are just locking us and saying we can't do anything? Question them. Time to question them. The biggest gift that we can give people is to stand up for what we believe, not at mowing down everybody and telling them that they have to believe us, but putting an alternate truth on the table and standing behind it. And guess what? Truth, the way it's been developed in 3D reality, is the thing that the most people understand. Because truth is not truth. We are led to believe tons of things that are not truth. And how do we get out of what's not truth and expose the lie? By asking some hard questions. To being people that they call conspiracy theorists that have alternate views from the norm. What's wrong with alternate views? What's wrong with alternate political affiliations or recognizing that the government's really not watching out for us in any way. I'm in Canada. Look at our freaking leader. Freaking terrorizing our own citizens, taking all their money away. Not even talking to them. That's not a government I trust. What the hell? So, the biggest gift you can give another person is having a hard conversation or asking testing questions when they don't align. And out of it, you're going to get clarity because maybe something's off in theirs, or maybe theirs is true. But if you don't challenge it, you don't ask, you don't get it out on the table. I'm not talking about embarrassing people or anything like that. I'm talking about having a hard conversation, saying, hey, I disagree with you. What's going on? Why do you think that? Where'd you get the proof? All those things? And you get enough people talking like that, we start to expose lies, things that don't add up, etc., and then we awaken. The reason I make people uncomfortable is I don't want them to stay stuck like I did. To sit and make them comfortable and condone things, let them be in a victim, let them lie to themselves all day long. That's the biggest, most asinine thing you could ever do to another person, is let them stay in a lie when it's hurting them. Let's not hurt anymore. Let's ask the hard questions. Let's have people that are direct and truthful to you. And you're going to trust those people unconditionally after a while, because they're going to say, what's going on? And that's the people that you want to have walking beside you. That's why I do it. Yeah, it makes some people angry and upset, and I couldn't give a flying fuck anymore. Because when they're that vehement against you, their reality's cracking. Their things are starting to break down. Things aren't making sense. But now you're the first person that's maybe making it true. And it's going to be a big step to go and acknowledge a new truth, or maybe something was wrong. But if you got people like that around you that have looked at alternate truth and see things and have already went through the ringer, that's the guy that you want to have standing beside your side and saying, holy fuck, watch that. That's not true. Check it. I don't give people the truth automatically and spoon feed them. I've got a call coming in, so I think I'm complete anyways. So thank you all. Dig in. Do you want somebody that makes you a little uncomfortable sometimes, or do you want somebody that agrees with you all the time and lets you sit in your shit? Talk to you soon. Love you.